Well, I'm Felipe Cabral. I'm from Brazil. I'm living in Italy for the last 3 years, and I show a little bit of what I have been done with political acts with Python in Brazil, in the ecosystem of Brazil, or political ecosystem of Brazil, and how we can reproduce some of them in Brazil, just one of them. We'll go deep on them, on it, and let's go to the presentation, please. Well, first thing, democracy. I born on it, I plan to die on it, is the thing that allows us to be here, speaking with a lot of different people, make our opinion about a lot of different stuff, where I can say, Vafanculo Salvini, or Vafanculo Bolsonaro, just a democracy can allow me to do this. And democracy is under attack by a lot of different forms. All of you heard about Cambridge Analytica and how it worked in Brexit campaign, in Trump campaign, in Bolsonaro campaign in Brazil. And also we have a suspicion of some Russian money with Salvini here. I don't know if get right or not. But we have some flaws in democracy, a lot of loopholes, exploits that have been used against us, against democracy itself, right? And here. And democracy is shrinking right now in the whole world, right? The economists make public a white paper every year showing how we are shrinking democracy all around the world because of this kind of exploits. And the cutting edge technologies empowering democracies is something that we need to aim, because we have a lot of different tools, different technologies to exploit democracy. We are living this right now. And it will be very nice, beautiful, if you can use our technology, our skill to code democracy, or to empower democracy itself. And to do this, we know we need knowledge to create digital products to have impact on democracy, right? And to do this, we need to face some challenges. We need some people thinking, creating, researching democracy. First thing is data science, AI researchers on this. Analytical skills to show people data, real data, not fake news, work with government data, not information that we are flowing out on official channels, but only use official information, and allowing people to access in any kind of device and making apps for everyone to access and do something with democracy, right? And I want to show a little bit what have been done 3 years ago I started. I call it Operação Serenata de Amor, or Love Serenade. It's a candy on Brazil, like Perugina here. It's based by, this name has 3 reasons. First one is Caso Toblerone. Toblerone, it's a chocolate bar. And in Sweden, a politician was found buying a Toblerone with a public credit card. And this person is suffering a lot because people have found one chocolate bar in a credit card. Interesting, in Sweden. Love them. So we took this Serenata de Amor, it's a kind in Brazil, and took the name because it's also our love serenade to Brazil. The operation is just a joke with the police force because there's operation and some silly names. And so, all right, let's play with silly names too. And what Serenata de Amor does? Well, Serenata de Amor, in the Câmara de Deputati, or the Chamber of Deputies of Brazil, every one of them have right of like 10,000 euro to expend in anything they want. Taxi drives, lunch, gas to the car, anything, almost anything. And they use, there's more than 3 million entries made public, and it's impossible to anyone to audit this kind of volume of information, and it's some small values, each of them. There's no reason to the government to audit them, because if you pay 5,000 to auditor, there's no need to audit like a small bill, a small chocolate bar. But it's possible to machines to do that. So this is from some years ago, but we have more than 80,000 suspicions detected in the first months, right? So people are playing with corruption, hiding in plain sight. You can start digging out this kind of thing. And this is Jarbas. Jarbas is the, you recognize the Django admin made public. So there's only 2 entries. You can see in the beginning was just 1,006,000, and today is 3,300,000 new entries. And here we can find the whole information about who spent money, where and what. And there's another image that I didn't put there with the Google image, with the close expenses, the expense of the deputy in the same month or in the same place, so people can start digging out information. So this made of 2 parts that we call Rosie and Jarbas. Rosie from the Jetson cartoon, a robot that cleans the house. Because also he have some 6 features that she is always auditing at the same time. And we always flagging if it's a suspect or not, right? If a lunch of 300 euro for one person, it's suspect, please do this. And also, like, Brazil is freaking huge, have more than 6,000 kilometers by 5,000. If someone have a breakfast in one place, 3,000 kilometers away, have lunch, and then in another place is another flag. And I have this kind of features being analyzed. And this is some numbers. Felipe Hoffa from Google made a research about what are the most started projects by country. And one effect is our project has been the most started project in Brazil for some time. Or I don't know if it's keeping the leadership. But people are so crazy about politics in Brazil that start starring and trying to sharing it. Every suspicion that we have in hand, we give to the government and say, all right, please do something about it. And the government say, all right, you give me like 3,000 suspicions per month, so please stop it. I will not reply to you anymore. And then say, okay, all right. And we created a Twitter bot for this. If you don't want to talk to me, I will make it public. And it's very. So there's more than 2,000 followers in the first months, and we started also a Telegram group with almost 800 volunteers, and Facebook with almost 7,000 followers, just to follow information about how we can fight corruption with technology. And this is the effect we call the rose effect in Twitter. When we start making public, people start engaging with the information, because people cannot do anything if they don't have the information up front and they don't have a pathway to act. So we always need to think about these steps. You need a proper information, fake news prove it, and what you can do and make an easy way to people to act with this. So this is a product thinking, right? And this is a proof that some people, some politicians start giving back money when you start shouting out in Twitter. After this, we start thinking and creating another kind of products. This is a product that we made in a partnership with the Intercept Brazil. This is a visualization of the whole people that want to be elected in 2018. So you can filter to a level and see the wealth of the forgetting words, people that want to be elected, candidates. Thanks. So there's the whole history of them right now, so people can see and you can understand how people are getting richer and richer, election by election. And this is another one we call Gazette. There's official Gazette. Brazil have 5,570 municipalities. Each one of them create official Gazette with information, and also have a lot of room to to hide in plain sight some corruption. Like we are playing with licitation, avoid of licitation. So if you don't have like a huge amount of money to spend, you can say, oh, I don't need a licitation for this. I will just make a direct contract with them. But there's some weird stuff happening, like is a licitation avoidance, but there's 2 million half just for energy, public illumination. So this is kind of strange. So, yeah, and we start putting online for everyone. The next step on this is creating a AI that will do every section automatically and put everything outside to people act on top of it. Well, we have been in more than 100 appearances in the news. We speak in Google News event. There's a close event for news. In Taiwan, TikTok, if everyone is interested in this subject, please follow TikTok. It's an international event of researchers that research civic technology, right? Right. And after we started the whole Serenata event with the Open Knowledge Brazil, we have also Open Knowledge International, Open Knowledge Italy. We create a partnership with Brazil Institute of Criminal Sciences that fight for human rights. The first of them was Justa. We are making an X-ray of the justice system in Brazil. A doctorate thesis from 2 years ago showed that in São Paulo there's a relation that people are putting down some rights of people in prison and creating leverage to receive more money. The justice of Brazil are the most the wealth of justice are in Brazil. Like people are receiving like 5,000 euro per month or something like that. It's just out of mind. And we are trying to X-ray the whole country, trying to show and expand this thesis. And another one, the spotlight for draft legislation, because we know that we have a lot of legislation tramiting, working, and it's almost impossible to follow all of them. And how we can make easy to people to access what is happening and what are the subjects of each law, so people can act on top of it. All right, so I showed these products to you, some history, and what we can do here in Italy, or what's happening. And I'm living here now for the last 3 years. So what I can bring back here to the countries that receive me. Well, let's try to make a picture of what's happening right now. This is the Hokusai, the wave from Hokusai, just to point out the guy from Milan that tried to burn a bus with 12 children because he's a retaliation of the people that died at sea. So things of Italy are like are turbulent right now, at least, right? So this is the same fuel that make us to start doing some political acts, and maybe is the moment to Italians to start acting that way. Remember that I told you about the Economist white paper about the democracy index. This is Italy, and the last 12 years low is happening right now. You all can access the Economist democracy index if you want. And here is the open index from Open Knowledge International. So we did what we did in Brazil because we have a lot of information that other countries don't have. Like it's very difficult to have open government spending, so you can check where government is putting their money or not. A lot of projects that we are doing, like the official gazette, we need to free information. So we created some bots to scrape PDFs around the internet. For the geeks, we are using Py2PDF, 6, and Scrapy a lot to do this, right? And Italy is 32 position. But this is a okay scenario, because I know that Italian have a lot of strength. Did you recognize the name GAP? Gruppo di Attività Partigiana, but this is an image from home from some months ago. The Gruppo di Artigiani di Pronto Atendimento a Roma. People are just at 6 a.m. filling potholes because the Rome prefecture are not doing their job. So Italians can do what they want. You have the Lion of Tuscany. You have a lot of history, right? So I believe in Italians to do a lot of stuff to fix democracy here. And you have a lot of groups already happening here. The Spaghetti Open Data will have an event now July 1st in Milan, a Fábrica del Vapore. It's a group that have 10 years of history fighting for open data here in Italy. You have Data Ninjas. Data Ninjas, I think they spoken here last year, and maybe this year also they have someone giving a talk. They have incredible, amazing visualizations. You have Civic Hacking IT. It's a newsletter to meet people that can do this kind of stuff. You have Spazio Dati with some open source chapter only to create this kind of products for democracy. You have datiopen.it explaining and try to summarize every open data set that you have, right? And I think you also have knowledge to create digital products to have impact, right? We have amazing people. You have PyCon. We have a lot of amazing groups and amazing people here that have all the skills to start doing this. And we need to change a little bit the mindset of just, all right, I will code something and something will happen. We need to think about product to citizens. It's not for us. We are not coding like, all right, I'm upset with the government, so I will code something and it's done. We have a lot of examples of this kind of stuff happening in the world, but we need to think always in the end, how the end user, how the citizen will open something and can act in the spot. Like, if they don't need to think, they don't need to open a data set and try to think about it. You need to empower people to act. So I'll give you some example. This is the Chamber of Deputies in Brazil. We have an API for the depth of legislation. But normal citizens will never get close to this. Will never, right? And we took, there's an open project with two different groups that we have. So it's the same thing. So this kind of information become this. A small amount, a little information that you can find easily. You can make the subject very clear. It's about innovation. It's about gender. It's about consuming rights. IBC-CRIM, Brazil Institute of Criminal Sciences, want to know about policy violence, social control, drugs. So it's very easy to find it, the information. So this subject. So it's very easy to anyone to, I need to put this on Twitter, I need to speak with my deputy to understand what's happening. And also, if people are not willing to enter a website every day, you can create a newsletter with the same information for them. Or just a Twitter bot that access and give everything in Twitter so people can follow every draft legislation already filtered by subject. So I just I told you about that we are using scraping a lot. So Scraping Hub, I think they are sponsoring it. The PyCon X, Lorenzo. Scraping Hub is sponsoring PyCon X or not? All right, but I heard they are hiring. All right. Oh. Scrapey have the Free Friday for everyone that works there to open source. And this is the camera.it with the draft legislation of Italy. Every code is a PDF on text. So you need to open, scrape it, put in memory, read with Python PDF or 6, take the text, save in a database, and try to categorize it and put to the public. We need to do this to enable people to act. So we can start a small thing. I have my friend here that follow me in LinkedIn. All right, I want to speak. I want to start doing this. So my aim here, my objective here, is to find people like him. All right, you want to do something. You want to do something about Italy. I can mentor anyone. I can help anyone, because I'm just here as a traveling man in Italy, telling that it's possible to try to fix democracy. If you want, let's please start something. This is a friend of mine. He's the leading work on technology on World Bank, and he's always putting something about how we can be anti-authoritarian, right? So we have a lot of people. You have a huge network all around the world. He done his master here in Firenze. I met him here in Firenze, and we have a global network to fight. And to create some of this, we need to be more than just 2 people. We need community leader, we need business development to create, to think about it. We need a product owner to think about the citizen doing the acts. We need developers, we need tech leads. We need some lawyers to understand and try to not allow us to do some weird stuff, right? So government specialist. So we need people, a huge group, to really create and make a dent on democracy, right? And I think you all heard about the pig and chicken from Agile, right? But on top of all these roles, I think we need all to be pigs, right? To do this kind of stuff. So, if you want to know more, please, my Telegram, my Twitter, my email, if you want to talk to me. And I want to say thanks to Open Knowledge Brazil, Open Knowledge International, Brazil Institute of Social Criminal Science, Python Dev Community, DigitalOcean that provide us the servers, thousands of volunteers, Intercept Brazil that help us, and thanks to you to being here and give your time to me. Thanks.
Thank you, Felipe. Any question?
Hi.
Se vuole parlare italiano, come volete.
Eu posso falar português, mas eu prefiro. I think English is better. I wanted to know if there, I think this is really interesting, really useful for democracy, and if how long ago did you start this, and if there was a substantial impact on last year's election?
We launched this in 7th of September of 2016, Day of Democracy in Brazil.
And like last year's election, which was very complicated in terms of social media and stuff, do you think there was a substantial, like this helped somehow, or do you think it needs to be more widespread?
I think the impeachment of 2016 and the whole things fueled everyone to look at this and say, all right, you can do this, I want to be part of it. And today we have problems of elections in Brazil last year, in the whole world, and I was just telling my friend here that we are about to start tackling the fake news with AI, with NLP internationally. So we are doing this because it's the moment. Like Twitter say, oh, we will not implement the white supremacy speech avoidance because we don't hurt to the Republicans. Yeah. Well, why not start doing this right now?
Hi. First of all, thanks for your talk. It was really interesting. I have a question. In the very beginning, you showed us entries that had the flags suspicious. You remember? When the Django admin site, very beginning? A bit earlier, I think. Yeah, right, this one. The suspicious flag in the end. How do you get this? Is this at the moment manual work, or do you have a kind of classification?
Classification.
Okay, how do you classify if something is suspicious, like algorithmically?
All
That's my
right.
question.
We talk a lot of people with auditors. We have been Brasilia, the capital. We have made partnership with the whole auditing system of Brazil. So they give us some flags. All right, you can do this, and this you're not supposed to do. So this is and this is automatically. The code is open source, so Open Knowledge Brazil, Serenata.
Any more question?
I just want to thank you, first of all. I just want the contact information. So it was too fast. Okay, please.
Sorry. Thanks to you to be here.
Okay. Thank you, Felipe.